Hi, and welcome back to Discovering Dataflex. Last week we did a non-DB aware list, and this week we're going to extract data from that list to create some kind of total, because we're building a unit test system, and we want a total that shows how many errors we have in our code. So we need to read through the list and see how many of the items failed. So let's try to make that function. So we have our view and our add row here, so we can add rows. But we might want to do add OK row and add OK button. And then we create a new button that says add error button. We also have another issue we need to solve, and that's the image, because it doesn't look like we're getting the right image here. If we inspect it, we're actually still having the original image. So I think we need to do something else to update the image correctly. So we'll look into that as well in this video. Add error row. So we want to add two different types of row, and in this case we have red lights, and in this we should have a green light. No error. So as you see, the image is in the P is image URL, and we are adding it to as a value that probably puts it in the PS value of the web column. And that doesn't help since we got the image URL. So we want to see if we can do something else with the images. We're working in a cWebSub. Because I think the options can help us here somehow. Array with options used specifically for types like, yep, there we go. And what options do we have? Arrays with options used specifically for column types. Yeah, but how do you use them? Is there something in here? Okay, so that's the column, and then you have an A option 0, you have an A option 1, A option 2, and there we put the ID, the class, and the caption. But where do we put the image? This is exciting. What is the different values? How is the A array defined? We go to definition, of this one. We'll go to definition of that one. That's not defined. So here we have the cWeb row. Well, let's look everywhere to see if we can find anything. Control Shift F, and then you can search for that. Let's see, column image. This is promising. We have to dive into the code to get this A option. Here, PA image options. Okay. That's in the cWebList. So cWebList append a row, but here we might want to find something. Create ref class JSON. Data type JSON. A rows. Find. Yeah, but that's sending the thing to the web. Maybe if we look in the JavaScript framework, we can find something. cWeb column image. Let's see if we have options in here. Here we got something. Let's see. A image. Class. Okay, let's see. For I. Which is the options. If image I, if we have an option, I plus 1. If that's not blank, that's the tooltip. So let's just write this down here. A options One is the tooltip. No, 0. Weird. We have the options. Options 0. If there is length, so I is 0 while a is less than length, we increment by 2. So 0 plus 2, 1 is the S tooltip, and images I. So a options 0 is class. And it's also put in the data df img. And it is also put if via image width and height, any of those are 0. And we put the image there. Otherwise, we put it there. So it's also put in the src. So we should be able to put it in the 0 as we started out doing. So let's see what's this. This is if this is dynamic. Okay. Image by CSS. But wait. It might be. Where is my unit test? It might actually be that since we have this one, it's overriding this one. Okay, I'm just gonna restore this. Crazy thing here, and option 0. That's the only place where we can place it, more or less. So even numbers will put it correctly. Let's see if that helps then. What does it say now? It still says images orders, even though didn't I remove that? No, I did not. Okay. Let's run this again. Now there's no image. Is just a column image with nothing. Image source unknown. Now we are adding this one to the options item 0. So let's see in the network tab if we got anything. The JSON. A cells. We have the green light spelled incorrectly, but anyway, the first item here is the green light. So far, so good. Let's fix that spelling error. Green. Do we need to add something in the second as well? Let's look in the if p with no. If that one's set, then nothing. Why aren't we getting in? This should be pbDynamic. So perhaps this is not dynamic, in which case we get down to the image by CSS, where it's adding PS image URL. Yeah, we have the image tag list. That should be this one. So the question is this dynamic set? What is this? Select to. Is there any way we can set this column to dynamic? Icon column. Dynamic is false. So let's set dynamic to true. And then run this again. Test, unit test. Now it's working somehow. But when I add this, the error is not getting the last row. So I want to add this one as the last, but this first row added keeps being pushed down. So I would like to figure out why that is. But at least we're adding images. And I think we're actually going to stop the episode here and continue next week. So I hope this was useful. There are a few things you need to set when you add images dynamically to a list. And yeah, next week, we're going to dive deeper into getting data out of the column or the grid. Have a wonderful week until then, and see you next time. Bye-bye.